Welcome to the Executive's View, the sports podcast where the stakes are high and the debates are fierce. Please welcome your host, Aaron Sirius Simmons, alongside co-host Barry DeVille Jordan. Each week, we bring you into the boardroom where the elite minds of sports converge. From the gridiron strategies to the business behind the ball, we tackle the hard-hitting questions and give you an insider's perspective. So pull up a chair and join us at the table where champions are made and legends are born. This is the Executive's View. Let's get down to business.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Aaron Sirius Simmons, and welcome to the Executive View. You could be anywhere in the world here on a Tuesday night, but you're here with us, and I do appreciate that. Before we get started, I do ask that you like, follow, and subscribe, man. If you see the post, share the post. We like doing big things for big audiences, man, so definitely shout us out. Working a two-man thing today, man. Some guys may be trickling in late, but my man Larry's in the building. What's going on, my guy? How we doing, sir?
Yo, what's the deal? Hey, LG's in the house. It's two of us, man, but we'll hold it down for the fellas that can't be here, man.
That's how we do it, man. That's how we do it, man. My man Villain is messing around with Mickey Mouse in Orlando again. My man Steve is doing something with his family. Chandler probably forgot his medicine. You know what I'm saying? Thinks today is Thursday. I don't know what's going on with CK. That's my guy, man. I love that dude. But, man, we're going to get right to work, man. There's a lot going on. With two of us here, man, we can speed through this and kind of really get to the meat potatoes, man. I wanted to start talking about baseball a little bit. Another week, another pitcher getting popped with the sticky stuff. I mean, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me kind of situation, man. When will these pitchers and these ball players start to understand that this sticky stuff ain't allowed, man? Talk to me, Larry.
Man, me and Chandler, we was having our little words about Rondell, and I like I said, I get the whole spin rate thing, and I just have been seeing how he had been pitching going into the sticky stuff. Now, I saw another pitcher got caught with it. I'm one of the people that I believe that address the problem, but like with the Rondell thing, they were saying that it wasn't quote unquote an illegal substance. Now they were saying that it was, from sweat plus, something else. And I'm like, okay, well now, do you get to the point where they like testing the substance to see what it was, things of that nature? Because, in baseball, it's a lot of things that them guys do. I'm not saying that they use pine tar, but they might use, they may use something to grip the ball.
Resin or something like that.
Yeah, they might use something like that. It's like in football, you can't use Stickum, but you can use, this to dry your hands. LeBron comes on the court and he puts the baby powder on his hands and stuff like that, So I think that they need to really kind of look into this, because I think now they just so big on, if it's a foreign substance, then you automatically suspend it versus determining like what's the nature, what's causing this to happen,
right.
Like I said, and you seeing more and more guys doing it. I don't think that they doing it intentionally, because just like with the whole gambling thing, you see somebody get caught, then are they doing it again? So I'm more of a fan of let's start looking at this a little bit more into what's actually causing these pitchers to keep coming up, with this substances on them.
Yeah. So for me,
then they ban it,
Well, for me, honestly, I agree with you on one hand, and I disagree with you on the other hand. I'm all for rehabilitation. I'm all for finding out what's going on and trying to work with the players. But like, I think at this stage of the game, I think it's pretty cut and dry. Like, if it's when we were Halloween shopping, going Halloween. When we were kids, and when we tell our kids now, when in doubt, throw it out. And at the end of the day, I think this MLB sticky stuff situation, whether it's, resin, tar, whatever they're using, when in doubt, don't even try it, because at this point, the league and these umpires are looking for any trace of whatever the heck it is, that you are putting yourself, your team, and your wallet in jeopardy just by going out there and just saying, "Hey, whatever, I'm just going to use it. I hope I don't get caught." And I think at the end of the day, as much as I'm all for rehabilitating the players and trying to find out what's going on in the player's mind, the players have to help themselves as well. Like, you have an inkling before you put whatever it is on your hand that, hey, I might get paid for this. Now, again, later on down the road, I do think that there needs to be more of an investigation into what it is. But I think at this point, the MLB is just trying to stop all substances, and I can't really be mad at the 10-game suspension. And the thing is, at the end of the day, I think Diaz knew something was wrong, because he's not even appealing it. Like, if I'm doing something illegal and I get busted, take my punishment, move on. The fact that he's not appealing this leads me to believe that, hey, he got. Talk to me, man.
Dude, so when it comes to baseball, man, I have a friend who used to play in MLB. You know what he told me? We was talking about the whole Astros cheating scandal. Mm-hmm. He said, man, when it comes to baseball, if you ain't trying to cheat, you ain't trying to win.
Right.
And we know baseball has been notorious for that for years. Cork bats, the whole nine. And I hate to even go there, but I'm a quote Charlie Sheen. I'm one of them guys that baseball was bet on steroids. Like, people wanted to see dudes hitting 500-foot home runs. Yeah. When it comes to baseball, I also had that perspective that you could have a sticky substance on your glove, and you could be, getting a little bit more on your spin rate. But if a guy can hit, he can hit. That hand-to-eye contact, he gonna knock your ball, out the ballpark. Just like guys being on steroids. If you can't hit, you can't hit. And I get it. Mark McGwire was hitting 70 home runs, but he was also hitting like 200. Yeah. He couldn't hit. So it's those things that it's a slippery slope when you start talking about those things with people. But I'm more of a fan. I'm more of a fan of, if it's like you said, if it's in doubt, throw it out. But also, if these things are things that you're saying that are legal, just don't automatically say, oh, it's a 10 game because it's a sticky substance. Find out what it is. Find out if it's something that, what the cause and the effect is. It's kind of like, being a forensic investigator. You don't just go and say, oh, it's a dead body. No, you be like, okay, well, let's see what happened. How did he die? Was it a murder? Was it a, accidental death? They don't just go and say, oh, he's just a dead body, and we gonna keep it moving, So right. I feel like it's one of the things we got, like, I've said it before. We live in a digital age. It's too much technology to not say, okay, this guy, he used, XYZ substance. It was legal, but as the game goes on, if you induce sweat, it do get sticky. And at that point, determine, do we just ban the substance altogether, or do we allow guys to keep doing it?
Yeah, I mean, again, I really kind of, I agree with the rehabilitation part and the examining the situation. I just think at this particular point, like you said, your homeboy said, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And that's a understood ideology that's been adopted not only by MLB, but football, Coach Bill Belichick would always say that and everything like that. If you're not cheating, you ain't trying. And again, I get it. And I do think that, some substances do need to be examined, but I think I would be more on board with this particular situation to agree with you if he was trying to go to the people, that the powers that be, and appeal it. He ain't trying to appeal nothing.
Well, I mean, he probably at this point, you got to think about it from a realistic perspective. This is just me, right? Mm-hmm. Diaz, I know you're a closer, so the closers sometimes they pitch a little bit more than your starters. But like in the case of Rondell, you're a starter. What's a 10 game to you? You pitch every 5-6 days, give or take. If there's a rain out or travel day or something like that. So what's the 10 game suspension to you? One start?
Yeah.
For Diaz, I mean, you're a closer, so you know what you miss a couple of games that you may or may not have came in to close the game anyway. So I see why guys aren't appealing. I'm not saying that they're guilty. I don't want to assign that blame like that.
Mm-hmm.
But from a pitcher standpoint, what's 10 games?
I mean, I get it, but at the end of the day, you gotta look at it like this: like your name, your reputation, and your ability to probably cash in later on down the road may be impacted by the fact that your name is now linked to the sticky stuff.
Well, you know
You
what?
know?
Maybe I'm just one of them people that when it comes to baseball, because there's
Mm-hmm.
so many. Baseball is actually one of the hardest sports to play. Like
Yeah.
next to hockey, I think this is probably one of the hardest sports to play. And if you're a guy, if you can pitch, you can pitch. Ain't no substance gonna teach you how to pitch.
Right.
Ain't no spin rate gonna teach you how to have your location and how to throw the ball past people and what pitches you gotta throw to get this guy, stuff like that. Ain't no how much you try to cheat. If you can't hit, you can't hit. There's plenty of dudes that could probably hit the ball 700 feet, but can't hit the ball to save their life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just think that it's one of those things where I'm not saying allow it. I'm just saying I don't think that those things determine the outcome of the games. But also, I think that if you're somebody like a Diaz, somebody who's for years has been a top reliever, top closer for years.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say that it's been helping him. I'm gonna just say that he just probably looked at it from the standpoint like Rondell. He was like, basically, I'm just gonna miss one start. Why am I gonna go through the appeal process? Let's just get it over with. You know, I hate to say it, you know, you go to court. Man, my homeboy actually sent me a funny meme the other day, and it was like the guy was like, man, you pay the fine or you go to jail. So you have to make that the choice, you know.
Right.
You know, and some dudes actually look at it like that. They look at it like, well, I'm only gonna be in jail for the weekend. I'll just go sit it out, you know. And that's just a realistic aspect of life in general. So I'm quite sure some of these pitchers are probably like, one start, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I gonna peel this and I might get more games? I'm gonna be out longer. One start, okay, that'll be my day that I just don't go to the bar park and I just throw around at my house or something. You know, they had those days.
Yeah.
So they had those simulated game days. Pitchers just don't sit around and do nothing until they next start. But you know, when it comes down to the large grand scheme of things, they probably look at it like, what's 10 games? Now, if it was like 60 or 80 or something like that, that's way different. But 10, yeah, okay. Don't catch me again. I'm good.
Yeah.
Hey, are we gonna do something else? You know, the next time. And you know what? I'll even go even further, Aaron. And I'm just, you know, me. I like y'all say keep it a book, but down here we say keeping it real. I'm gonna just keep it real, right? A car thief know how to stop a car thief because they're a car thief, right? So in order for these umps to be catching these guys with sticky substances on them, somebody has to be telling them, hey, that guy has a sticky substance on him.
Yeah.
But they're probably the car thief that's telling the people how to stop the car thief.
Right.
I mean,
that's what we're looking at it. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? Like those who see it do it, you know what I'm saying? Like it makes sense. It makes sense. Like that's crazy.
Even you know, I'll even go there. Even with the Astros, with the scandal, right? Somebody had to start it. It had to start from somewhere, and it was multiple teams that got caught in that scandal. So, how do you know? I mean, I'm not, and I know it was some people that I put like some people that snitched about it. But how do other teams know that you're doing it unless they're doing it too?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And baseball doesn't have like a whole like every time you come out of the game, we check your glove. It's like when it's being suspect, then we'll it's not like going through the border where they check everybody. When you come out of the game, they don't check these pitchers every single time they come out of the game. When somebody goes to them and say, look, hey, it looks like this person got sticky stuff on their glove. Yeah, you go check it. So
right.
Yeah, it's like, how would you know that unless you're doing it too? Or you know what it looks like because you've done it before.
I mean, I get it. I mean, I wonder if, you know, again, I wonder how they check that. Like, do they buzz down or whatever? It's weird kind of seeing how
It's like the whole. You remember when Sammy Sosa broke that bat and they saw it was corked?
Yeah.
Nobody knew his bat was corked until he broke the bat. They might have suspected it, but nobody knew that until he broke the bat. But other people probably knew he was using a cork bat because they was using a cork bat too.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. That's insane.
Yeah, but I'm a fan of you could cork your bat. You still gonna strike out 20 times. So what does it matter? Hey, Sammy Sosa couldn't hit. He couldn't hit to save his life, but he can hit home runs, especially when he got the juice. But that's what I'm thinking. I want to see good baseball, and I want to see baseball get back to the excitement that baseball has been, for these last couple of years, because I kind of hate when baseball. I know I'm going on, but it's just the two of us, man. We could talk. So I hate when baseball get through these periods where now they cracking down on so much stuff. They're making all these rule changes to where now we might be going through another dead ball era, and then you see these home run eras. Let's have a good combination of the two: good home run era with some good pitching.
That's easier said than done, though. Here's the thing. You mentioned this earlier. I don't necessarily agree with the fact that baseball was better on steroids. Because again, I do want the game clean. I do want, batters and pitchers alike to be recognized for being clean and hitting the ball and doing what they need to do. But I don't know, man. I'm kind of torn.
Hey, look.
Kind of torn.
Look. I'm me, man. I'm a straight shooter, bro. Hey, so think about it. Baseball was in a decline until Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire went on that home run.
Ain't nobody say nothing about baseball. Nobody say nothing about baseball.
Hey, they was on a decline into that chase. Then Barry followed it up. Baseball was on a decline until Roger come out here striking out everybody. And I'm one of them dudes that, and I get it. Everybody's not gonna do everything. But if my pitcher's on roids and my hitter's on roids, it's an even playing field.
I get it. You still gotta find the zone and put the ball on the bat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you do.
So I get it, but I wonder, like, I kind of like the fact that they're trying to clean it up. I kind of do.
So I like the fact that they're trying to do some type of cleanup, but it's just like with basketball. Do you do it at so much that now you're compromising the actual game? Remember right after the NBA All-Star game, and I forgot the commissioner of MLB, for basketball now, Adam Silver. He comes out and he says, "Oh, well, maybe we need to look at the rules. Maybe we made the rules too offensively leaning to one side, and maybe we made it too much for the offense where people not playing defense, and these guys don't want to play defense anymore because defense is part of the game." Yeah, you created these 48 rules that are geared toward the offense. So now you got too much offense. And I think that when you start creating all these extra rules for a sport and you start policing it too much, then now you're compromising something by doing it.
Yeah. My man Aaron said that you was right. 98 brought the fans back. And again, we wasn't sitting there, at the cookout talking about nothing until Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa. That kind of brought and that brought a lot of guys back. So I kind of get it, but at the end of the day, like we got supposedly clean hitting stars now, doing it without the juice, and we still can get baseball out of it.
We're getting good baseball, but baseball most exciting periods have been when
I can't argue.
Babe Ruth was hitting 60-something home runs every year.
I can't.
Not saying he was on no juice or not. Hey, look, I don't know. He might have been on the horse tranquilizer or something. I don't know. I'm just saying. Hey, but it was when he was hitting home runs out the park. It was when Willie Mays and Hank Aaron was hitting them out the park. It was when a dead period. It was when Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa came back around and Barry came around. It was literally, I'll get personal with y'all. Baseball got real exciting when Aaron Judge broke the record. It got real exciting, especially in New York. It got, oh yeah.
I mean, I get it. I mean, as a Yankee fan, I feel you.
Hey, yeah, it got real. Hey, them stadiums was starting to get a whole lot more packed when he was chasing that record. And when guys out here like Barry Bonds trying to catch his home run balls because they selling for $2 million, it's just more exciting. Oh yeah, the guy on the beer and the hot dog with the cell phone in his hand.
Yep.
People want to see home runs, but people also want to see good pitching too. Like I'm not saying that these guys nowadays aren't really good pitchers, but when you had guys like Randy Johnson and Roger, like the game was more. Pedro come in throwing 20 strikeouts. Like
I hated him.
I'm not saying
these guys was
on the juice.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying these guys was on the juice or not. Even Schilling. Like, but the game is exciting when you have really good home run hitters and really dominant pitchers.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't want them to start policing the game so much now to where it's compromising the things that make the game exciting. Because I'm a baseball. I love baseball.
So let me ask you this question: you don't think the game is exciting now?
Huh?
You don't think the game's exciting now?
It is, but it's a little bit of a different type of exciting.
How so?
Just because you don't really you see a lot more stars, but you don't really see the superstars in the game right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like we just mentioned, there is no Pedro, there is no Randy Johnson. There's some really good pitchers, but like even Garrett Cole won the Cy Young last year, and nobody really knows that he won it. I mean, even what's the other guy who won the other Cy Young? He was out of work.
Yeah.
The
dude, I can't remember Bell? No.
Yeah, something. He was out of work.
Yeah.
Like, how do you have a Cy Young winner unsigned past spring training? Just saying, if that was Pedro Martinez, he would not have been unsigned going into spring training. Like, and even when it comes to the hitters, there's some really good hitters. There's some really exciting hitters, but Aaron Judge is like probably one of the most exciting hitters right now when he's healthy, but he has to be healthy.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's a good game. It's just me and you tonight, bro. We gonna go.
Yeah. Let's go.
Hey, let's go. Let's, like you say, let's do the work. You know what MLB is starting to look like?
It's good.
It's starting to look like the WNBA. It's not quite as exciting as the NBA, but it's more fundamentally sound.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it's starting to look like. It's a much more fundamentally sound game, especially like with all these like new metrics and analytics and all this stuff they use. I'm glad they got rid of you can't do the shift, stuff like that. But it's much more a fundamentally sound game than it was more of an exciting game.
So my man Aaron said it's the agent's fault. I'm not even sure you can blame the agents. I mean, Scott Boras is horrible, for ball clubs. But I think honestly, to respond to Aaron real quick, these agents want their piece of the pie. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't think agents is the reason why, baseball is fundamental or whatever the case may be. I just honestly think that at the end of the day, these agents want the best for them client, which subsequently fills their pockets as well. I know Scott Boras,
Oh man, also, I love Scott Boras, man. Look, remember what I said before? MLB union is not to be played with.
They don't play.
And that's what I would love to see. I would love to see, them instituting all these rules and all these, looking at, gloves and stuff like that, how that's going to come up on the next CBA. Because when baseball players say they striking. They
laying it down.
They come to the table and they make demands. They want their demands met. And they don't want that we're going to get back to you and we're going to see what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. They want their demands met. And that's why you got agents like Boras, because the players union, when they say they're gonna strike, they mean they're gonna strike. So when they agents go in there and say they want a fully guaranteed contract for half a gazillion dollars, they mean it. And you better give it up, because if you don't give it up, we're gonna be on strike. And they mean it. And like I said, your boy Aaron, he hit it on the head, man. Like that strike killed baseball, and that's not the first time baseball players have striked, because the owners called they bluff and thought they were bluffing, and they was dead ass serious.
Yeah.
Now, hey, they cancel a World Series because they be dead ass serious. Look,
that's crazy though, man. I mean,
that would be, that's something, because when you go to a CBA, it's not just, people think it's just money, but they also negotiate things like, if a guy's suspended for a sticky substance, will it be 10 games or 5 games, or will a guy be getting lifetime bans for gambling? All that stuff comes across the table when they doing a CBA.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Like my biggest thing is these agents and players want to do what's best for them. Like you're looking at a guy like Joe Wolf, who represents Juan Carlos. You obviously Scott Boras, Garrett Cole, Bryce Harper, Max Scherzer, Juan Soto. The list goes on. Even Blake Snell, like my man's Aaron alluded to here. Like I don't know if you can blame the agents, but again, I get it. They want best for their client. These owners and these teams don't want to pay top dollar, so I get it. I mean, again, the fact that Blake Snell went as long as he did without being signed, and then hopped on with the San Francisco Giants want to sign Young, speaks for itself. I wanted to pivot real quick before we start talking basketball, because I'm hit basketball hard on tonight.
Oh yeah, we can do it. Yeah, let's get it.
Vladdy Guerrero is talking about moving teams. I'm not sure if you saw this, but rumor has it that, long story short, he said it's business. Obviously, Yankees come up, some other teams come up. Do you give any type of stock in the fact that Vlad Guerrero may be playing baseball somewhere other than Toronto?
He will. His daddy did. And for the God life of us, we keep talking about it over and over and over again. And I'm like, man, I'm gonna start a petition that say free Mike Trout. But you need to go too. But who's right after Mike Trout? Vlad.
Yeah.
Because and the only reason why I give Ellie a little bit of a leeway, because Ellie's still young. But you have these guys, and you have, and I get it. Baseball is a little bit different. Baseball don't have no salary cap. Y'all can build around these superstars. Y'all have these really, really good superstars, and y'all just refuse to build a team around them. And Vlad is one of those guys that I would love to see Vlad playing somewhere where he's getting the stardom that he deserves. Mm-hmm. Like a Soto. Like Soto has made 2 moves because he was like, look, get me up out of here. Get me where I want to be at. Get me where I'm gonna get the shine at, where I'm gonna get the the money and the accolades, and put me on the right team. And I say, you're a Yankees fan. You see how that worked out for him.
Yeah, he balling.
Yeah, like even Tatis Jr. Tatis Jr., they've been kind of up and down, and they have tried to make moves, so I could see why he would want to stay. But it's like when you look at Vlad and you look at Trout, it's like y'all are on 2 of the worst, horrible teams that y'all are like one or 2 of the best players in baseball.
Yeah.
Like when Mike Trout's healthy, Mike Trout is arguably the best player in baseball, hands down, on one of the worst teams. Vlad
had that argument before, yeah.
Vlad, Trout, he gets hurt. And that's the knock on him. But Vlad has an amazing talent, man. Vlad, man, can you imagine Vlad actually having some protection around him in the lineup?
That'd be sick.
That you gotta pitch to this dude.
As long as he doesn't go to Houston, I'm okay.
Oh, R-Sharp ballpark, man. You don't want him going to them them Crawford boxes, man. Oh my God.
As long as you don't go to Houston, I'm in good shape. Like real
Well, you
talk.
know
No,
the thing about
you my
Houston is,
man,
man,
but no, we can't have that.
we're a small market, but you know, if you're a power hitter and you come to Texas, come to Houston, oh man, that even that right field, that porch ain't that far. Yeah, you see Alvarez be hitting them upper deck, cause man, you can hit it, you can hit the train if you wanted to, but
Right.
but yeah, dude, I want to see him being on a really good team. I want to see him really play in the postseason. You know, and he don't have to be on the Astros, man. Some dudes you just really like and you want to see them on good teams, man. You want to see
Right.
okay, you know I'm gonna go and I know it's a hated rival. I wouldn't even mind seeing him on the Red Sox because you know the Red Sox, they will spend the money to build around that guy. They'll put some pieces around that guy.
I'm gonna have to cut the show short today, man. You out here talking reckless.
I'm not talking reckless. I'm just talking. Hey, look, trust me, because we all in the same division. I mean, we would have to see him too, but I would want to see that dude on a really good team. I think he, you know, look, we said we wasn't gonna offend Mama Simmons and everybody else no more. So I'm gonna try to keep it clean. But that dude on any team, man, you know, it's gonna be one of the things where people gonna want to come and see the game.
Well, that's the thing. Like again, you hit the nail on the head. He needs to be in a situation where he is playing meaningful baseball in September and October. And for a good portion of his career, same thing with Trout. Like, and we can go down the list and name some other players. They need to be in a spot where their careers can be solidified with a postseason run. Like, I don't even care if they win, the World Series. You don't have to win the series, but you got to be. Yeah, I'm saying go play in the ALDS, play in the ALCS, play in the World Series, play in the NLDS, play in the NLCS. Like, be a contributing factor to a winning organization. Like, and Vlad Guerrero, again, as much as I, don't like him going to Houston, as much as I don't like him potentially going to the Dodgers, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. Heck, come to Yankees, I don't care. But I need him to be playing meaningful baseball late into the year. And up until I don't think I've ever seen him do that. So the fact that he's now open to conversations about potentially playing with the Yankees or potentially moving for Toronto, I think that's good for baseball. I think that's good for him. Like, somebody needs to be in his ear. Somebody needs to be on the phone trying to make this work.
Man, I mean, you know what I'm gonna tell you? So, like I said, I'm trying to keep it as PG as possible tonight, right? I need Chandler to inner Chandler me over here, man. That's when I get into my modes, right? But like when you talk about a Scott Boras, right? We talk about the MLB Players Union, right? Name any other sport when they superstars, I'm talking about actual superstars, when they say they want to be traded, you know what happens?
They get moved.
Get traded. Their GMs do not play. They will trade you. When they say they are not re-signing, we just saw Ohtani, who we all probably was thinking, why do the Angels not trade that dude at the trade deadline and get a boatload or something?
Yeah, we knew he wasn't signing.
Everybody knew he was going to walk, right? I just didn't know if it was going to be Dodgers or Yankees, but I knew somebody was going to offer him a massive contract, right? And he wanted to play meaningful baseball. But when these dudes say that they want to be traded and they not re-signing, they mean it. They definitely mean it. And baseball don't have all the restrictions like, say, football where you could be tagged and all this other stuff. So when they say they gone and you're going to lose your player, the Angels literally lost Ohtani, who's a once-in-a-generational talent.
Right.
For nothing. Zero. Like I said, so if Vlad comes out and says it, if he's willing to talk to his agent about it, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen because it's Toronto too. Toronto don't have the cachet that some other teams have. Like, say for instance, like you got the lure of like the Yankees and the Dodgers and stuff like that, right? But then you got like I don't want to even say them, but then you got like teams like If it, I'm keeping it PG, man. I'm gonna keep.
Mhm.
But you got teams like the Rangers, the
Mhm.
Astros, the Marlins, the Braves, who can say, okay, you can come over here, and we're gonna start doing some things about you, but it's also tax free over here.
Mhm.
You know, because them Toronto taxes ain't pretty. And when Vlad started looking at them zeros, and he like, how much of my money I can keep?
Yeah.
I don't know. It might be a different ball game. You know, that's the one advantage about Texas. We can't compete because we're still quote unquote a small market. We can't compete with like the Angels. I mean, like the Dodgers and the Yankees. But we can get close to that number and be like, look, but you're gonna keep all your money. You're not getting hit with that 23% like you're getting it in Cali.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that last week when we
hey,
talked NBA coaches situation. You know what I'm saying?
When you I sorry to cut y'all, but when you
go.
got a team like a perennial winner like the Astros have been, I'm quite sure there's some dudes that'll probably take a pay cut.
Yeah, because I mean, again, you're playing meaningful baseball in September and October, which is what, again, back to the topic at hand, with Vlad Guerrero and some other names have yet to do.
I mean, I'll go even further, and I know y'all got a really nasty lineup over there, but you would not want to see Alvarez, Bregman, Altuve, Vlad, Tucker. You would not want to see that.
He can't go to Houston. I mean, that
you would not want to see that lineup.
I started out my whole point about saying he cannot go to Houston. Like, I would be highly upset.
You would not want to see that, and then it will make it even worse. And I think that if the Astros ever did pull a trade like that and get somebody in the house like that, the worst part about it is, you know the pitchers have taken a hit, but they've actually been pitching pretty good. The worst part about that is you got to face that lineup, and your pitcher probably go into that game knowing if we ain't up by 1,000,000 runs, once the Astros shut that door, the door is shut.
Yeah.
That bullpen is starting to come around. That bullpen is what's going to be one of the things we said. Our starters only need to give us 5, maybe 6. After that, it's lights out.
Right.
But yeah, dude, I would be scared. I would be scared.
Yeah, he can't go to Houston. Like, again, he can go anywhere else. He can't go to Houston.
You know what? But you know what? This is the part that I like. This is the part that I love about baseball, right? And you get a little bit of it in basketball, but that's the part I love about baseball. Teams will make trades for a rental.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing we're not going to re-sign Vlad. They'll tell Vlad, look, Vlad, we're not going to re-sign you. We trying to chase a championship. We're going to make the trade for you. The team, they'll know, hey, we're not getting, A-level prospects because it's a rental.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to make the trade to get something from him versus getting nothing from him. And they would do that to get that rental in, and that's the exciting part about baseball, because, like I said, you'll see like a Yankees or somebody like that make that trade for that rental player, knowing they're not gonna re-sign them, and oh my god, man, like what?
Yeah, that's insane. What? That's insane. Yeah, and again, that would be insane. And again, and you're correct. Like, players get rented for a half of a year to go on a run, and then they test the market, and they may or may not come back.
But you ain't got to kill the farm. You ain't got to kill the farm to get them either, because they know they're a rental, and the team that's trading for them know they're a rental.
Right.
Give me your tidbits prospect for the rental, and we good.
Yeah. Speaking of which, one more thing on baseball, and then we're gonna hit basketball hard. I hate you. I forgot you know that now. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
The Yankees getting pounded right now. They was losing to the
here's the thing. We sat here last week and spoke about Garrett Cole coming back, and the very thing that you said is coming to fruition. He is getting rocked. He got rocked on his first start back last week against the Baltimore Orioles. And the game 1 of the Subway Series, it's 9-2.
It was 3-0 when I started looking at it.
It's 9-2. He got ran out of there after giving up 6. So it was 6-1. It was 6 before he got ran out of there. Well, and I said this. I didn't think he was ready. Now, again, I will preface this by saying, you know, level A ball is different from Major League ball. You know, he has to find it. The stat in the third, that's still Garrett Cole, but I'm not liking what I'm seeing. Not to mention Juan Carlos is on the DL for the next 15. Like, I don't want to say it is what it is. Talk to me.
They don't rush him back, you know. And I said a lot of, I'm gonna say, mean things about Garrett Cole because he jumped ship. Yeah, he jumped ship to me, you know. But don't rush a pitcher back, especially somebody like a Garrett Cole, because I remember at the beginning of when he first got hurt, they thought he was going to have Tommy John. So you really don't rush him back. You really be real careful with him. And I thought that they took the approach of they would rather him pitching in the major leagues and rehabbing his way through that than to have him in like A-ball or something like that or on a rehab assignment. Mm-hmm. And he getting rocked. Hey, but you know, my Astros are up 5-0 and Hunter Brown is pitching like Hunter Brown again over here. You know, I'm gonna say that's all I'm gonna say. But
we ain't talking about that right now. We ain't talking about that.
Look, I'm gonna just tell you this. This is gonna be my final baseball statement. You say you hate me.
I do.
But you remember what I told y'all the other day? I said y'all welcome because we swept the Orioles. Y'all welcome. Which helps out your Yankees. I said you're welcome.
Hey, that didn't help us out at all, especially since we lost 5 out of the last 6.
Hey, look, they lost 2 because if they was winning, even if you both losing, they ain't gaining no ground. But if they was winning and y'all losing, they gaining ground.
I don't have it. I don't have it in me. I don't have it in me to say
after they had just
positive.
Came off that pummeling that they put on y'all.
I don't have it in me to say anything positive about that team you represent.
Hey, so you welcome.
Man, it is what it is. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So making the move, man. I was trying to do a show last week. You know when the story broke, but the worst kept secret. You know, JJ Redick is now the new head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. I wanted to give you an opportunity to kind of sound off on it. We kind of spoke about it in the group thread, but I wanted to give you an opportunity to kind of tell me how you felt, you know, on air.
Nah, man, I'm gonna let you go first. I'm gonna let you go first on this one, bro. I got you, brother. You got it. Hey, I'm sitting back. You go first, brother. Go ahead.
I think this is a great misstep. I think this is a situation where JJ Redick was the guy that was left standing when the music stops. And they just like, you know what, stuck their head out the window and just plucked them off of the tree there. I don't think that this was a smart hire. I think this was a convenient hire. I don't believe, again, call me naive, I don't believe that his podcast with LeBron had too much of anything to do with the situation. You know, everybody's going to talk about it and use that angle. I just think that the Lakers struck out on who and everybody that they wanted. And so who's left standing there? And let's give JJ Redick a shot. I do believe that he's going to do something with, you know, Austin Reeves. I think Austin Reeves' career may benefit from having something like a JJ Redick there. I don't want to sit there and say LeBron James is a coach killer. I know that's the angle you're going to take. Based off of his track record, you're right for taking that angle. You and along with, you know, Villain who's not here right now, but I think this is a great misstep by the Los Angeles Lakers. We've seen what happens when coaches with no experience get this type of a position. And for somebody like the Lakers, a team that I respect, don't like JJ Redick so much because of the school he went to. But I think he's set up to fail. I think he is indeed set up to fail. I'll pause there and let you go, and then we'll probably have some back and forth with it. But I do believe that JJ Redick is set up to fail.
I mean, I'm gonna just say this, right? So when it comes to the actual like hire, right? I personally believe that they always want this, hot shot coach, right? So I do believe that Danny Hurley probably was somebody that they would have tried to get, right? I don't think it was nothing false in trying to get Danny Hurley. I just think that their expectations was unrealistic. They thinking that we're the Lakers and we're gonna offer you the Lakers job and we can pay you, minimal money to come here. And that was, not how Danny Hurley was thinking. He like, bro, the only way my wife is gonna be okay with me moving over here is in the truck over here. But that wasn't the case. But I me, I'm a self-admitted, I'm not a LeBron fan. And I think that, regardless of what they come out and say, I think that this was kind of orchestrated a little bit from the podcast. I think that it was orchestrated from the podcast because they were actually talking about in-game plays. And I hate to quote other people from other networks, but Tim Legler actually broke it down when LeBron was basically running his own plays and calling off Darvin Ham sets and not wanting to be subbed out of the game. And then you go on the podcast and you talk about it with JJ. Like, if it quack like a duck, sound like a duck, you know what it is?
It's a chicken.
Damn duck. It's a damn duck, man. It's a damn duck, man. Look, that dude, man, look, when he should have never, people already knew he was doing it, but when he came out and said he loves to control the narrative, it just fed into what people already knew about it. So knowing that he loves to control the narrative, now you see once again he's controlling the narrative. He got the person that he wanted to coach that team. Now, when it comes to JJ is one of them guys where if you listen to him, he even in his press conference, JJ is real arrogant, but he don't really know what he's getting himself into, right? And I think that it's one of those things where JJ he's not like a Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr had multiple championships. Steve Kerr was a GM before he, took over. Jason Kidd even got a championship. Magic Johnson. It's a lot of dudes that coached that didn't have no coaching experience, but they were either put in a really, really good position, like Steve Kerr. And I'm not taking away Steve Kerr, but we all know that was Mark Jackson's team. We all know that. But they was put in a really, really good position to succeed, or they had championship experience. JJ don't have need to win. He don't have championship experience, and I'm a Duke guy, and he's a Duke guy. He's smart as hell, but you know what smart as hell mean? Don't always mean
championship.
Yeah, like even Eric Spoelstra. Eric Spoelstra was the video guy. Eric Spoelstra was Riley's right hand man for years before he became the coach. And even if they said he didn't really have that much experience, but he put in the work before he was handed the reins. JJ has not even put in no work. Besides you going over here telling everybody on the world on this podcast that you and LeBron is running her own plays and dissecting, the whole nine. But it's one of them things where you trying to control the narrative, and it's gonna be an epic failure. Like, what this reminds me of, dude, and I'm gonna bring up a touchy subject, a sore spot. I wish Barry was on, and I wish Chandler was on. Derek Fisher.
Yeah.
Derek Fisher.
Yeah.
This guy, Derek Fisher and Steve Nash. This got all the signs of Derek Fisher and Steve Nash.
Yeah.
And we all know Derek Fisher, love him to death, bro. He came through. I'm a Shaq fan. He came through. Got his championships. He did not go into the right organization to succeed with the Knicks. And it was an epic failure. And the only way I see JJ even succeeding in some type of, fashion is somebody do like the most, I hate to say it like that, because y'all think I be joking when I be a LeBron basher, right? We all know who facilitated that AD trade. It was AD signing with Clutch Sports. They went to the Pelicans and was like, look, he wants to go to the Lakers. Don't trade him nowhere else, and he's not re-signing. And if you don't trade him to the Lakers, y'all gonna lose him for nothing. And that was the reason why. But the Lakers also had the assets that they was like, okay, we'll sign off on the trade. Right now, the Lakers are in a position where they don't have the assets. They only got like 2 first-round picks because they're keeping this one because the Pelicans deferred next year's. Or is it? I think it's next year or the year after that. So they're only sitting on like 2 first-round picks that they can trade.
Right.
Nobody. The only way that I see them getting another to put them into the top part of the West is if something like an AD happens again, where somebody basically is forcing their way to LA and they happen to take peanuts on the dollar for that person. Because think about it, Austin Reeves, his value didn't diminish. You can't get nothing for D'Lo. Everybody else on that team is pretty much not tradable for a top tier player.
They're expendable.
So, I mean, yeah, think about it. Who else would you trade for on the Lakers besides LeBron and AD? If he was giving up somebody.
I mean, Austin Reeves is the name that keeps getting floated around, but other than that,
but you would have to package.
That's pretty much it.
A whole lot of Paul George got traded for like 6 first-round draft picks or something.
Right.
Pretty much every superstar has went lately for at least 3 or 4 first-rounders. Mm-hmm. The Lakers don't have it. They don't have the draft capital. They don't have the players. So how do they end up with another player of that magnitude to go and play there? And they also in a position where now with these new NBA, with these cap rules, you can't sign these superstars and create your own big 3 no more. So even if they did chase a Paul George, they can't sign him because the new cap rules, you can't just have guys take pay cuts and create their own big 3 anymore. So as a Lakers organization, what do you do? And you about to re-sign LeBron for what, $50-something million a year? What do you do
for 3 years? It's crazy.
What do you do? You're not gonna. This is the crazy part about it, right? We were just talking about this OKC trade for
Giddey. Caruso, Alex Caruso. They traded Caruso and Giddey. They traded for Caruso.
The part that got missed and all that, OKC still has all of their first round draft picks, everybody else's first round draft picks, and over $30 million in cap space. Because almost everybody's on rookie deals.
Right.
So they can do signing trades. They can do they can sign guys off the street. They still got first round picks to pick up people. Like, I don't see them jumping over the Nuggets, the Wolves, OKC, Dallas. I don't see the Lakers, and I get it. People are like, oh, it's LeBron, everything's gonna be okay. Everything AD is gonna be there, everything is gonna be okay. And I don't see them being better than none of the top teams in the West. And I'll go even further with you. And we about to become best friends over here. My buddy. I don't see the Lakers being better than the Rockets next year. If healthy. I'm gonna put out there, if healthy. I don't see them being better than the Rockets.
I want to do a cartwheel and start dancing, around my living room.
Line up to line up. The Rockets have a better lineup and a better coach.
But they do have a significantly better coach. I take the Lakers. I take the Laker big. I take the Laker
over Sengun. A healthy Sengun.
Healthy Sengun over a healthy AD. Yeah,
that's a toss up, man. That's a toss up.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's a toss up, man. Sengun was amazing, especially down there.
Well, I mean, again, you ain't got to convince me. But I think a healthy AD. We may have to have a conversation with Steve on the Rockets podcast.
As much as I fussed about Jalen, about Smith, I would take that combination over AD. And you gotta remember, AD don't like to play a big.
But he can. And he does.
I can tell you right now, the Rockets backcourt is way better than the Lakers.
I mean, I'll give you that all day. 10 times down, Jalen Green and Fred VanVleet over who?
Yeah. Amen actually was playing good last season.
And the bench? we're
The
deeper.
bench is better.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, we pull what's his name off the bench. He's instant buckets.
Yeah,
All
Whitmore,
day.
man. Yeah, Cam Whitmore.
Yeah, Ken
He
Whitmore,
come off the
instant
bench and
bucket.
giving you 15 and in a blink of an eye.
And that's not even playing. Tari Eason was out. Like, dude, the Rockets have a better team. I think the Rockets going to secure one of those final picks that they were getting. I think that, of course, Golden State is going to be Golden State. I think when you're looking at the bottom of the West, I don't know where the Lakers fall in those bottom teams, because I think some of those bottom teams are better than them. And I think that
you got to think
teams,
Memphis is going to be better too.
Yeah, they getting them back.
Yeah.
And you got to think about it. We made the what's called a trade too. We're gonna get him back. We're gonna get Steven Adams back.
Yeah.
Like, dude, the Rockets gonna be, and we still sit on the number 3 pick. That they talk about multiple things that might go down tomorrow night.
I can't wait to that. I can't wait to talk about. We're gonna talk about the draft here in a minute, because I kind of want to pick your brain.
Like I said, I don't see them being better than the Rockets. Like, dude, I literally was watching it was some show, and they were talking about like upcoming possible trades. And even the Warriors have all their picks. The Warriors got some good young players that people have been trying to pluck from them. Mm-hmm. They was even talking about doing a DeJounte Murray for Wiggins trade.
I saw that.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing for the Warriors, dude. And like I'm saying,
because clearly he and Trae Young don't get along.
No,
they can't play.
Remember I said it before. That's the problem in trade in Atlanta, is that Trae's over there causing a ruckus over there, and they can't trade him and get back what they would think they would get back for him. But I'm saying it to say that I don't see JJ being in a position to succeed, because the team is just and when you start really seeing how dysfunctional the Lakers was when Magic left. And Magic loves being part of winners, man. Magic got a baseball ring. It was like, how many NBA players can be like, yo, you know what? I got these 5 NBA championships over there, but I also got a baseball championship over there. And I'm trying to work on my football championship too, man. I'm just adding to the collection. Because he is part of the Commanders. And I'm not saying that they will win one, but I'm gonna just say that Magic is not gonna be part of dysfunction, right? And for Magic to not want to be part of that organization, and I get it, they talk about Rob Pelinka and all this other stuff. The only really move that I've seen Rob Pelinka make that was a smart move was that Clutch Sports signed AD and they forced the Pelicans to trade. Other than that, we pointed out the other day. Not only did the Sixers pass up on Jaylen Brown and Tatum, the Lakers did too.
The Lakers did too. They drafted LaMelo Ball.
Yeah, I mean, and that was a good pick at the time, but we already knew. We was like, if Tatum and Brown was in LA, LeBron would have forced them to get traded to the Pelicans. We knew that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But Rob Pelinka, he not over here doing some amazing Danny Ainge type of moves that we like, oh my God, he's making these smart draft picks and these excellent trades and all this other stuff. He's not doing that. He put them in a position where they don't have no picks to trade. They don't have players that people want to trade for, and they in salary cap hell where they can't just sign people like that.
Right.
They still paying like 3 coaches. They still paying they paying Darvin Ham. They paying what's the other one before him, he won the champion, Vogel. They still paying Vogel. Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they still paying the other one before him too. It's one of them. They paying like they gonna be the reason why they lowballed Hurley because they was gonna end up paying like 4 coaches.
3 of them to not coach the team anymore.
Yeah, to not coach the team. So I don't see JJ being in a position to succeed. I didn't see it succeeding unless he had just like 96 Olympic dream team over here, because every other situation I've not seen it succeed. I mean, like I say, love Magic Johnson to death, but Magic wasn't even in there that long. Magic was out of there. Bird lasted a minute, trying to coach, coming out for player, but them dudes had championships. I mean, as much as people talk about Doc, the one time Doc won, he had a loaded roster. He had a real loaded roster. Doc get a whole lot of leeway that Doc shouldn't be getting.
Right.
You know, and even I love Kidd too. I love Kidd, but Kidd ain't won no championship as a coach. Like players that transition into coaching and don't put in the work, we just haven't seen it be real successful. And you know, I'm gonna just put my final thought on the JJ High. I don't see it being successful. I think it's gonna be an epic failure, which is actually good for my Rockets. I would love to see nothing else but the Lakers to be in the lottery and they got to get 8 picks away because they traded them away to everybody. They don't have them.
Right.
Which, yeah, I would definitely love that. It would be even more funnier if it was like a generational talent and they won the first pick, but they traded that pick away and it was non-lottery protected. And that would be even funnier. But yeah, you know, and I'm gonna say this, and I've said it before. You have somebody like a JJ Redick, and I don't want to get into the racial component of it, but you have somebody like that with no coaching experience who goes out here and gets a head coaching job, and you got Sam Cassell from our Rockets, who's a multiple champion as a player, just came off of a championship as an assistant coach, and doesn't even get an interview. That's the disheartening part about it.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Like, I'm not even sure. We're sitting here throwing out these interviews as if they're, you know, gumball, you know, pieces. I'm not even sure if Cassell wanted the interview for that job.
You remember I said in the chat, I said, would you rather be a number 2 on a championship team and a well-run organization, or would you rather be a number 1 on a barely making the playoffs, disorganizational, dysfunctional team?
Like, I mean,
I might prefer to be the number 2.
I mean, Barry says it all the time, like, you know what I'm saying, the allure, if you will, of the Lakers is gone. And until they start doing some things to you know, win their fans back, it wouldn't shock me. By the way, score update, the Yankees have came back and made this a game. It's 9-7.
Oh wow, that's crazy. It was the Mets though, so you know, you gotta take that with a grain of salt. But you know, when you look at the whole like JJ versus Sam Cassell thing, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that debate that's been going on for years, and people are like, would you much rather have the Charles Barkley career or the Robert Horry career?
Give me Horry, dog.
I'll take Horry. I'll take Horry too. Hey, he may not make as much money, and he may not be as on the upper echelon.
7 of them jokers. 7 of them jokers.
Hey, you know what? And I'll even go even further. John Sally. John Sally got like 7, but the only reason why people know who John Sally is because he got like 7 rings, and he played on the Bad Boy Pistons, but he got like 7 rings. But he made some good money too, and people don't look at him like
he's still making money. He in movies now.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like I would take John Sally's career. I'll take Robert Horry's career. So sometimes it's actually probably best. And I like I say, I would just want to see Sam at least get the opportunity to make his own decision, determine his own fate versus somebody else determining it for him. Right. But he might be in a better situation being a number 2 on the champion than being a number 1 on a Titanic.
Yeah, because I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, like, I would love to see him get a shot. And again, me and Chandler went around the road, back again. I don't think the choice to move for him either. But I do want to see him get a shot. Before we get out of here, the next time we meet, the draft has come and gone, and I kind of wanted to pick your brain a little bit to kind of see how you think this draft is going to shake out on Thursday. The number 1 overall pick, for most people, the guy from France, Zakir, I believe his name is, to Atlanta.
No, they were saying it's going to be Sarr. No, they were saying Sarr was the one Alex was targeting, but he don't want to go there. He want to go to Washington.
He don't go to Washington, so I think Alex Sarr finds his way to Washington. Right now, they got us grabbing Reed Shepherd. I'm going to be paid all the way off if we don't trade that pick or do something. But talk to me, man. How do you see this whole thing shaking out in a couple of days?
Man, look, so this is the worst part about this draft, right? All the experts and just looking at the players in general, they was like the best players comparable to Tobias Harris. And we know it's some good players, but it's not no like, oh my God, generational talent, in this draft coming out, right?
Right.
So I think that this is going to be a draft with a lot of trades, a whole lot of trades, and I think this is going to be a draft that players are going to be drafted that we don't expect them to be drafted. We're gonna see players that they were slotted to go in the top 10, they might fall. We might see some players that were slotted to go second round, they go in first round, because the board is all over the place. Like you got I always miss his name, Klingman from UConn.
UConn, yeah.
And one board, I seen him going to the Rockets at number 3. Now they got him all the way down to like number 15. He's big.
They got him. Yeah, they let me see.
I think they dropped him down to like number 15 on the rankings or something like that now.
Yeah.
Because he's big and he don't shoot. And that's what I told Chandler about Edney. Edie. I mean, you're big and you don't shoot. And I get it. He's really a dominant big, but they don't value dominant bigs in the league anymore. Hell, if your Knicks really put together the package, they could have Deontay Ayton, for a bag of chips.
Right.
I mean, that's a 20 and 10 guy, but they don't value the bigs anymore in the league unless you can shoot threes, something like that. But I think it's gonna be a whole lot of movement in the draft. I think people gonna, because there's so much talent coming from overseas now, I think you're gonna see a lot of people reaching for guys overseas and just stashing them. Because we're just seeing an influx of guys coming in. Even the guy, how you say his name, Shararich or something like that.
Yeah, it's something like you're close.
Like that. Yeah, I think he gonna end up getting his way over to the Spurs because Wembanyama, I don't know, I missed his name all the time. He wanted to play with that guy in the Spurs.
Victor Wembanyama,
Victor Wembanyama, and they sitting on 2 first-round picks. So I think he might end up getting traded over there too. The Spurs, they love those foreign players. So,
I mean, the mock I'm looking at right now, they got him going 14 without any movement to the Portland Trailblazers.
Klingen?
Not Klingen, the guy from France.
Yeah.
Taji. Klingen, they got him going. I'm looking at a mock right now. Let me scroll. Klingen going 7 to Portland. So they got again, I'll shoot you this mock I'm looking at.
Yeah, I mean, and if you think about it, like DeAndre Ayton's over there, and they still talking about drafting another big.
Right.
Yeah, like I don't think they put the value on them like they used to. I know you're not gonna like it, but you got my boy Kyle up, man. I would love to see him in that Rockets red. I would love to see Kyle on that Rockets red, a big who can handle the ball and shoot the 3. And Kyle, man, he always plays. He plays really hard too. But that's the knock I got on Jabari. Jabari don't always play hard, but Kyle always plays hard. But yeah, I would love to see him on that team. I don't think Edie gonna end up. I think Chandler said Lakers.
I got Edie right now as going according to this mock I'm looking at. And again, it changes by the second, but they got Edie going 12 to OKC.
Yeah, I could see that too because they need a big presence inside. I could see him going there. I would actually love to see that too because then they can actually start playing on the wing more. He rebounds like a monster, so and he blocks shots, and that's what they need. They need that interior presence. So I would definitely love to see him now. Like I said, I think it's going to be a lot of trades because a lot of people in positions where they don't think they're going to get the guy that they want. But it's just it's not like that. This ain't no Zion and RJ and what's got a draft. It's not one of them drafts. It's one of them drafts where people going to be like, hey, let me get the player that I feel like I need that I'm missing, and I can trade picks because these picks don't really mean what they mean.
This draft is really, 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 I don't say uneventful, but like you don't see the pop, and stars coming out in this draft like you have in other years.
Well, what I said about just college basketball in general, right? And this is the part that I wish the NBA would go back and start instituting like you got to be 3 years removed from high school to enter the draft or something like that, right? Because we see all these guys who won and done it, and they're going to the league, and you know how the NBA is. They'll draft guys on potential versus proven players, right? And I think the draft will be better if these guys actually went to college, developed, and then we can start seeing who the true superstars are.
Right.
Or even if they did go and play like in a G League or something like that for 3 years. Well, I think the G League is more for like developmental. I don't like the Ignite thing because you don't really know who's coming off the Ignite because you don't see them play. College, you'll see them play. You'll see these guys in big games on national TV, national spotlights, and seeing them develop, being able to handle, you know, those crowds and big games and stuff like that. And I think we would get better players coming out of the draft, but NBA don't care about that. NBA wants potential. So that's why we've been seeing these drafts where, you know, I'm gonna say probably like the last 4 or 5 drafts have been like the top guy or the top 2 guys or top 3 guys, and then the rest of the draft has just been like a bunch of fillers.
Hold up.
A bunch of
the Knicks just acquired Mikal Bridges from the Nets for Bogdanovic and first rounders.
Yeah, I had been seeing that rumor because you know Mikal Bridges, he was being floated around. They wanted the all Virginia in Wisconsin. They wanted the Villanova. They wanted the Villanova in New York.
Wow,
that was a good trade.
That was a big trade.
Considering that they turned down both of the Rockets offers.
I'm a little bit mad about that. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm a little bit mad because I've been on record. I said the Rockets need a real 3-4 guy. We're too deep with bigs and we're too deep with guards. We need a real 3-4 guy, a guy who can rebound, shoot threes, bring the ball up sometime. They need a real 3-4 guy, and that's Bridges. That's Bridges. I like that move for them. Yeah, it just hit my screen a little bit ago. So,
now you see that's the like I said. I think that it's gonna be probably be some more trades before the draft starts tomorrow. I think we're gonna see a lot of picks get traded. I wouldn't even be surprised to see if Atlanta move off their number 1. I would not be surprised at all.
I need the Rockets to move off that number 1 now. Number 3. I need to move.
Yeah.
I need them to move.
But
because a piece of me kind of held out hope that we would be in the running for Mikal Bridges, or something like that. So with him not going,
so I'm glad y'all brought me on because you know a lot of times I say stuff and I just don't say stuff to be talking outside of my head. But you remember yesterday when I brought it up and I said, will the Knicks be able to re-sign OG? Yeah, OG.
And Anunoby,
yeah. I brought it up. And then I think most guys was like, yeah, they're going to re-sign him. And I was like, well, what if he doesn't get re-signed? Now you see that domino falling.
Right.
I don't think they was going to be able to re-sign him.
Well, the thing is, they wanted to. He opts out.
Yeah, no, he wanted to test the market. He wanted to look around. And if you're unsure if you're going to be able to re-sign him, what do? You make the move for Bridges.
You make the move for Bridges, and then if he resigns, cool. If not, you're not left, without
you're not left holding the. I can't say what I want to say, but you know what? Hey, you're not the last one left, but like I said, I mentioned it yesterday, and I was like, I don't know if they're gonna be able to re-sign him, and this is the first domino. I think that the dominoes are gonna start falling early tomorrow. I think it's gonna be some more trades, but I think once we actually get into the draft, because NBA GMs they don't care about trading draft picks. Like NFL, they just starting to get like that, but NBA. Remember, we saw the Weber and Penny Hardaway trade years ago. Dude, like, when have you ever seen the draft the number 1 and number 2 pick get traded? Like, and they were both like generational talents. Like,
correct.
Traded. Well, we need a guard. You need a center. Okay, cool. We'll make the trade.
All right, Swat, let's move.
Yeah,
That's
but
good.
they'll like I said, I think it's gonna be more trades. But wow, that's a big move, man. Bridges balls, man. But
Yeah, I like him. I like him a lot.
you trying to run that Villanova back again, man.
They trying to. I mean, they trying to run it back.
Yeah.
And the thing is that I think he adds a whole different dimension to the New York Knicks. He, Josh Hart, obviously Brunson. I think he fits. And again, I don't think his family has to pack up and move and do anything that they
Nah, they
need to
probably already
do.
got a house in one of the boroughs.
You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man.
Hey, you know what I will tell you though? Hey,
What up?
so by them bringing in, Bridges, if Tibbs don't do right by them, I think his seat getting a little hot.
I don't know if it is, to be honest with you. And again, I understand the New York market and everything, but like you can't take the New York Knicks from where they were to where they currently are at now and still talk about having a seat be warm. Like this New York Knicks team at this particular point is loved and admired and literally the talk of the town. And had they not gotten hurt, could very well have definitely made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't think they were beating Boston regardless. But like this New York Knicks team is, again, I'm mad that I'm talking about the Knicks and Barry's not even here.
I don't care if Barry here or not. I'm not in New York, but I got like I said, I got that feeling. I brought it up before. New York is one of those cities that they love champions, just like LA. And it's been a long time for a New York team to win it all. And I think that TMC gonna get hot, man, because they won a championship at New York. And you saw, all these New York guys, they was really thinking the Knicks was gonna get to the finals at least, and they was mad when they didn't get to the finals because it's been people think it's been a long time for a lot of teams. I'm a Houston fan. 1995 was a long time ago, my brother.
It's been a long time ago, man.
And the Knicks has been even longer. It's been people celebrate championships regardless, but some championships are just it was a lot of people when the Astros won their championships, and people was going crazy because that was well overdue, right? But them Rockets championships, oh my God, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, and I can tell you right now, bro. Look, I done been to New York a couple of times. If the Knicks win a championship,
it's going crazy.
It's gonna be bananas. It's gonna be
stupid. It's going to be stupid.
It's gonna be literally stupid. And I'm like, yeah, bro. That's why I think his seat will get a little bit hot because that's a big move, man. That's a real big move. That's a big domino off the table too. Because Bridges' name been coming up in a lot of trades, and for them to pull that move, it actually lets you know something about the Knicks too, that they ownership and they GMs are actually trying to go for it. Because
right. I mean, you just saw what Boston did, right? Like, I mean, and you competed with them well throughout the regular season, So I mean, the blueprint is there.
I know it's just me and you, bro, and we getting a little late up in the hour for a minute, right?
We go. We
doing like you. We gonna do work, right? So now you see when you talking about the Lakers, right?
Yeah.
All of this dysfunction, all of this organization, right? Dolan finally said, y'all go do y'all. Y'all go do y'all. I'm gonna sit over here, I'm the owner. I'm just to go write the checks. You see the transformation from the Knicks now to the old Knicks, same owners, to the Lakers then and the Lakers now.
Right.
Total dysfunction, bro. Total dysfunction because, like I said, the Knicks this ain't the Knicks norm to trade for a super dude. Bridges is actually on like borderline superstar level. Like Bridges had some amazing games last year.
Yeah, and he straps up, and he doesn't miss games.
No, and he's young. A young talent like that to get traded, that's not the Knicks norm to trade for a guy like that. That's breaking their MO. That just means that it's a change going on. and they're not doing the same things over and over again. Oh wow. So it looks like there was a follow-up trade, man. Brooklyn has made a deal with Houston to return the Nets 2026 first round pick for the Phoenix Suns first round pick.
Hold up.
And the Rockets also acquired the right to swap first rounds in 2025. So they picked up another first round pick too.
The Detroit Rockets. Hold on a second.
Yeah. Another trade.
So we just picked up Marcus Smart.
Huh?
We just picked up Marcus Smart.
The Rockets did?
Yeah, it says the Rockets are a team.
Well, they released some of the details.
Overall, I'm on.
No. They say the. I mean, I don't want to speak this into existence, but they saying the Rockets are attempting to build up picks to convince Phoenix to trade for Kevin Durant.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I posted that. I sent that to you and Steve yesterday. Either boo-boo or get off the plot. They've been flirting this KD to Houston joint forever. Either boo-boo or get off the pot. So I don't know. I don't know, man.
You know what? I'm gonna say if we give them like a massive trade offer, I'm talking about a bunch of picks. You know me, throw in Jabari, man.
Get rid of him.
Yeah, don't. Maybe Easton, maybe because it's KD coming back, right? And you look at like the coaching situation, you look at the overall talent on that team, right? That might be something that KB might be interested in, my brother.
I mean, I'm all for it, dog, but like,
I mean, because you can't give up Jalen to go to Phoenix because they're gonna be like, we already got D-Book and Bill. So, Bill. So why would we want Jalen? And the run that Jalen went on, I think he's on that untouchable list right now.
Yeah, I want to move him.
And because of the position that KD plays, you would have to move Jabari.
I mean, KD kind of plays the 3, so we really technically wouldn't have to move Jabari.
Does Jabari really play the 4? To be honest with you,
I mean, he could. I mean, because you got Dylan Brooks.
He don't want to though.
I mean, Dylan Brooks plays the 3, so you would move Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, you could throw in Dylan Brooks too. But
you get,
I hate to say it, bro. But hey, look, if they pull that trade off, bro, I'm gonna just put it like this, bro. You got that backcourt with Green and Durant
and Fred,
and a healthy Fred, and a Sengun in the middle.
See, that's the thing. Like, I'm gonna keep it a bean. I'm gonna keep it a bean. I'm gonna keep it a whole bean. This is not Houston Rocket talk, and believe me, we got to get on that ASAP.
Yeah,
I'm not as big on Sengun as you and Steve are.
I am, dude. That dude, man. That dude, I'm not saying he's gonna be a Jokic, but that dude, he leave it on the court. You know who you've been working with. His footwork has gotten way better since he's been working with Akeem. And when I saw that stretch that he went down last season, remember I was at the game when he put up the 29 and 26 on Wembley.
Mm-hmm.
He literally took over that game, bro. Like, he was on an amazing stretch before he got hurt, man. And like, dude, that dude, like I said, I'm a fan, man. I'm a fan, especially on that team, because he do what he needs to do on that team, man. And yeah, like I said, I would love to see it. I'm gonna see what's gonna happen, man. This is the part that I love about the NFL starting to come around. MLB and basketball GMs have never. Remember what I said before? They over here like on Don't Be a Menace. Do we have a problem? They do not be scared to pull a trade. They are not scared to pull a trade. But I will say this. You saw what Bridges went for.
Yeah.
Now they're talking about putting together this massive package for KD. What the
Get
Lakers
him
gonna
out.
do?
Get him
What the
up
Lakers
out of
gonna
here.
do?
Get him up
What-
out of Phoenix.
You
Get him up
can't
out of
you can't
Phoenix.
tell me I'm gonna give you D'Lo and 1 first-round pick when you just saw what Bridges just got paid for. No. Because the Lakers only sitting on like 2, and one of their picks they can trade is all the way in like 2031.
Yeah, it's irrelevant. Like what?
Yeah, like they didn't trade away all their first round. They didn't trade out all their first round picks, and the players they got, nobody really want. You trying to tell me you gonna package me 2 first round picks? One of them is in 2031, Austin Reeves, and I'm gonna trade you a superstar? No, nah, bro. Nah, brother, that's not gonna happen. Especially not if you just saw what Bridges just went for. Nah, that's not gonna happen. But we'll see. We'll see what's gonna happen, man. But yeah, like I said, I think it's gonna be I think tomorrow night is gonna be we're gonna be in the group chat blowing it up, talking about this trade, that trade, this trade. But I think that you seeing it now. Teams already, hey, remember we was talking about trading places. He was like, watch the stock, man. They panic.
Watch the stock. They panicking. They out there. They out there.
Yeah, they out there. Hey, watch it. They doing it, man. You know what? And we've talked about this multiple times, and I hate keep beating the dead horse.
Yeah.
But in the East is Boston and everybody else, and teams are trying to make some moves right in the East, right? But these Western Conference teams, I think that they know that Western Conference is it's
a gauntlet, dog. It's a gauntlet.
Hey, it's a old school 18-19 bare knuckle fight. Hey, what do you say? Man, I saw that boy fight 33 rounds.
33 rounds, man.
33 rounds, man. That's what it is coming out that West, man. Because even the teams that are in the bottom of the West, look at Utah. Mm-hmm. Utah is not your average everyday, bottom of the conference team. That's not like you facing a Pistons or somebody. That team actually has some really good players.
They're good out, man.
Yeah, they can get up. Like, dude, like that Western Conference is no joke. And yeah, they definitely got to load up if you think you're gonna come out of that Western Conference. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm expecting the trades, man. I'm gonna toss it back over to you, man. Give me some of this draft info, man. You over here holding on to. What you think? I'm gonna put you in the Barry roll. What you think gonna happen tomorrow, my brother?
You know what? I don't know. Like again, as I told you earlier, I'm sitting here looking at this mock. I'm stuck. I'm stuck because based off of what we understood and based off of what we all suspect to happen, I can't even look at this mock and think it's going to be legit. Like, obviously, they got the dude from France going 1, Sarr going 2. They still got us stuck at 3, taking the guy from Kentucky, Reed Shepard or whatever. I don't like that as a Rockets fan. Then they got a guy from the G League Ignite, Mateus, whatever, Brezlez, whatever his name is. I can't pronounce it. Going forward to San Antonio. But again, to you and I's point, there's going to be so much movement, so much players going on. Not to mention, I haven't even mentioned free agency and the potential of Klay Thompson may wind up, and we see Paul George being upset and wanting to make a move, and got him linked to the 76ers and some other teams. And obviously Harden's going to be moved. We just talked about a package deal for KD, so if KD's gone, that leaves a spot open. It's going to be wild the next 24 48 hours. I mean, let me ask you this question, since you brought it up. Where's Klay going?
I don't think Klay or Paul gonna go anywhere. I think at the end of the day, Klay gonna sit back and think about it, right? And Klay gonna be like, what are my best options? I was just about to say, go to Orlando. They got the cap space, right? Because remember, you can't max out dudes no more. And I think Klay's gonna get to that realization to say, you know what? I am a $23 million player now. And do I leave Golden State? Well, we might could, run it back one more time, depending on what moves they make. or do I go somewhere else? And with Klay, the thing about Klay to me is he's the perfect complement to Curry, and Curry's the perfect complement to him when he's healthy, right? And where are you going to find that at somewhere else? And I know he's been linked to the Lakers for forever.
I mean, his dad played with the Lakers.
But yeah, but I don't think that they have the cap space to sign him. I don't think that they'll be able to sign him. He's going to take less money, and that's the whole reason why he's not staying in Golden State. So, would you take less money to go play in LA than just take the money that you say you wanted to stay in Golden State? I would just stay in Golden State. I think we're gonna see some moves. I don't think Paul George is really moving like that too. I think Paul George is playing hardball because the rumors was that's the reason why he forced OKC to trade him. There. He's an LA guy. Him and Kawhi, they LA guys. Like Westbrook, they LA guys. They want to stay in LA. And the only other team in LA, you ain't gonna be able to go there. I think that getting them dudes to, we just seen it with Danny Hurley. Danny Hurley's an East Coast guy. We was like, it's gonna take a boatload of money to get him over there. And when you talk about like I said, I think Klay gonna stay, but then when you talk about Paul George, right? And people are like, oh, he should go play for the Sixers. That's his best chance to win the championship. Go to the Sixers, right? You had to bring it up, huh?
I had to.
I tell you, man, the Rockets, man, we need a big man.
It looks good though. Though.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I'll take it. I'll take it all day, man. Hey, look, I'll take it. I just don't want to see him on no Lakers. I mean, 3-and-D guy, yeah, man, he would be, yeah. Knicks will open him with open arms on the Knicks. They love a 3-and-D guy, and Klay gonna play D.
Imagine that roster, especially with them just acquiring Mikal Bridges with Klay. Oh my God.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. But no, I was just saying that people talking about Paul George going to the Sixers, and if you really think about it. Would you take a often injured Kawhi who's won 2 championships, or would you take an often injured Embiid who's not won 1 championship? You just trading out often injured players.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Embiid has been MVP, and Embiid has been playing amazing, but he stay hurt in the playoffs just as much as Kawhi do. I mean, he may play on one leg, but he stay hurt just like as much as Kawhi do. Why would I trade that?
Yeah,
I wouldn't. Yeah, if I was Paul George, I wouldn't trade that out. And especially like for him, he has to go. Unless it's a sign and trade, he has to go to a team that has the cap space. Now he might could do some things with that Orlando team. That's a lot of people linking a lot of people to the Orlando team. I like that.
I mean, team. They got the bread to do some stuff, though. They got the bread to do some stuff,
and they got some good players over there too. Like I like that team. It's just. If you're trying to chase a championship, you got to go through that ugly monster in Boston over there.
Well, again, that's the thing. Like, I don't think, as they are currently constructed, the 76ers are a championship caliber outfit. Period. I don't think, like, again, I got into many, and I want to emphasize this, many arguments with Steve about Embiid. I don't think he's as good as people talking him out to be. I just don't. Not to mention, he's hurt now, and he's constantly hurt, and this, that, and the third, especially come playoff time.
He came in the league hurt. Remember they let him sit the first year because he was hurt.
I mean, again, right? Yeah, he did sit the first year. So I'm not a fan of him going to Philly. Orlando's a sexy pick. It's just that they need a star. Pablo's, I mean, he's a budding star. Again, I hate that I said that because of where he went to school.
That's a touchy subject for me. I was mad.
Me, you and Steve were all mad. I'm just gonna keep it a bean. Me, you and Steve were all mad.
I don't see how in the world we didn't win the lottery not 1 year.
Yeah, we was all mad. We was all mad about that. I would have been okay with him in Houston, even though I hate the school he went to.
I would have been perfectly fine. I would have been in hog heaven over here, brother. Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Hey, but
I mean, we got Jalen out the deal, so I'm all right with it, But I want to.
He ain't Paul. He ain't on that level yet. Not even close to it. But You know what? I want to see the fallout from the draft for the free agents, because that's going to determine, what teams going to be willing to do too, and what they're going to be willing to trade for, and what they're going to be willing to spend on some of these players, because they may have Paul George just falls in that like 2-3 ish. They may have a prospect that they traded for or drafted. They may have traded in the draft for that falls within that Paul George mold, and they're like, well, why are we gonna pay Paul George? We just drafted a guy in the mold, Paul George. So that might drive his market, and I think he might end up just staying in LA. Well, like they say, sometimes the grass ain't always greener.
Right.
Sometimes it's best to stay your ass at home.
Right. Exactly, man.
At least Bama's. It's crazy how you see the dysfunction with the Lakers, but Bama's gonna spend that money. Bama's gonna do whatever he got to do. Bama they make trades over there. They do whatever they gonna do. They trying to
here's the funny thing about that. Like, people throw shade at Pelinka and the Lakers, whatever. But the Clippers ain't got no championships to back up this money. I mean, and this whole experiment with Paul George and Kawhi and was supposed to work, and it still hasn't worked. So, like, would you rather be? I know the answer to this question, but would you rather have the Banners in the championship, or would you rather spend the money and keep, taking cracks at the apple only to, catch a sour one every year? Like, I don't get it.
I'd rather you try it. I mean, well, so before the Donald Sterling years, you don't really count them for the Clippers, because they weren't trying to win. We see. I'm from Houston, bro, and the Oilers weren't trying to win. The Oilers were trying to turn a profit. Even the Texans to some degree, they're trying to turn a profit. The Clippers was all about turning a profit for a long time, and Bama at least is trying, and they're not. They're spending the money, but they also are like not doing like foolish moves. Like they're not like going hard. They actually have one of the best coaches in the league.
Tyronn Lue.
And they made sure they locked them up. You ain't going nowhere, brother. Stay right over here.
I mean, he played with the Lakers too. That's the funny thing. I thought the Lakers would come at him with the Brinks truck.
They try to big his staff, but yeah, they like I said, I would rather, and I get it. You have all these championships, but sometimes it's what are you doing for me now? Mm-hmm. And I would rather somebody who's trying and making smart moves than somebody just doing a bunch of foolishness and a bunch of I don't even know how you want to even put it. A bunch of shenanigans. That's what it seemed like, especially like when you start hearing all of the hierarchy at the Lakers is Jeannie. Then you got to go talk to Rob. Then you got to go talk to what's the guy used to play for them, Rambis. And you got to talk to his wife. And you got to talk to this guy. And that guy. No, Steve Ballmer, he's right there on the court. And he like, what do you need? Oh, yeah. Hey, write that check. Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. He like, what do you need? Come on, let's go. So I would rather take it like that. But we'll see, man. Like I said, we're gonna see some action tomorrow. I will close up my draft comments with the one thing that I've been saying for the longest. I'm gonna be, and I got the bad feeling, bro. I'm gonna be pissed because somebody's going to draft Bronny James, and I know Steve. I know Chandler was going off on me about it, but I'm all about proven players, bro. And that's one thing I don't like about the NBA, because you can have a 4-year guy who's solid, 20-some points a game, 4 years in college, and go undrafted, and it'd be some guy who barely even played one and done, and he gets drafted first round or second round, and now you got to prove yourself in the league. You got to sign a 10-day contract or something like that, or a futures contract. And for me, and I get it, that's his daddy, and like I said, he tried to control that narrative. I feel like if you wanted your son to prove it on his own merit, you should have never said that you want to play with him and you would sign with a team that he's on and all this other stuff. But when have we ever seen a player who averaged like 10 points in high school, and I get it, he was hurt in college. You didn't even average 5 points in college. It was like what 3.9 or something.
Yeah, 3 point something like that. Yeah,
3 point something.
You averaged a bucket a game.
And some of these mock drafts literally had this dude in the middle to low end of the first round. Now I think they pushed him back to the second.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the part that pissed me off. You got some of these guys who, I know we try to keep it PG, who went to school or played in some other league overseas, whatever, bust their ass to prove themselves, and this guy has not proved himself, and he gets drafted over them. That's the part that will piss me off tomorrow, because teams are thinking, "Oh, we draft Bronny, we'll get LeBron."
Well, LeBron, I think that ship has sailed. To be painfully honest with you, I know that's what LeBron James said. I know that was the narrative, especially throughout this whole draft process. But ultimately, LeBron James has stepped back, recanted the statement. They've come out and said some things.
But what you said is out there. It's out
I mean, it's out there, but he intends to sign a 3-year deal with the Los Angeles Lakers. That is pretty much known throughout the whole basketball world. So now it comes down to, can an organization or a team take this project in Bronny James and mold him into a good player? Like to reach his dad level is insane, but I'm not going to be mad until I find out where he goes. Like,
I'm like this. I'll be mad even if the Lakers draft him. I'm gonna be mad.
I'm gonna be mad at that. Because you know why that's just a dumb dad hire there.
No, bro. So you know what? I say that because literally we see this year after year after year. Is guys who literally are proven players. And any sport you play, we know, man, playing sports is not the most easiest thing to do.
Right.
It's taxing. And especially if you somebody who went to school 4 years, that's not an easy thing to do, right? And your dream for your entire life is to bust your ass to get to the NBA. And I get it. People take different routes to get to the NBA. But your dream would be like, okay, I want to hear my name called. I don't care if I'm the last pick in the second round, because dudes do that in the NFL. I don't care if I'm Mr. Irrelevant. I heard my name called. I went to go see Roger Goodell. I went to go see the assistant commissioner, whoever. And dudes that literally bust their ass and they don't hear their name called, but Bronny James hears his name called. That is so wrong on so many levels, bro.
I mean, I get it. And yeah, and
I get the nepotism part of it. I get
right. That. Like it's not often I'm on the side of Chandler when it comes to this sort of thing, but I think at the end of the day, where he lands is going to really determine how I feel about it. Like if he goes to a team like the Lakers, I'm gonna be pissed. He goes to a team and organization like the Miami Heat, late second round, with an organization and a team that can help mold him and shape him.
Riley and Spo's not going to do that. Riley and Spo's not going to do that.
Again, that's where my head is at. Like again,
they have a really good scouting department, and they're not going to do that. And
well, I mean, and here's the thing: the fact that he's even being mentioned in the top 10 after averaging a bucket a game, and you and I are both sitting here the night before, knowing full well that his name is going to be called within the next couple hours. You can't sit there and say that Eric Spoelstra and Riley and them are not going to put his name in. This is Bronny effing James.
They're going to probably. So I'm going to just say this, right? From seeing all of the stuff about Riles, he not gonna do that. No, he too old school. He not gonna do that. If you ain't proven, you ain't showed him on the court that you can play on that level, Riles. Right. Spo's is a video guy, so Spo's gonna go back and look at all the tape, and he gonna be like, he probably gonna be like, nah, we can't do that. We got other guys that got better, more potential, and maybe I get a little bit in my feelings about it, because you could look at a guy like I hate to say it, if you do a comparison, right? We're looking at Suns. Bol got hurt, but Bol had an amazing 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
Where did Bobo fall at? It was like middle first round, I think.
Second round. I forget where he went.
Maybe second round.
Yeah.
Scottie Pippen Jr. balled out in college. Went undrafted.
Mm-hmm.
Undrafted. Remember I said, how you say his name? Camelo's son.
Yeah, Cayenne can ball.
That dude
he can ball. Yeah, he can hoop. When he come out, he gone. He can hoop.
And on every level, you see that Bronny don't ball, man. That dude averaged like 10 points in high school when he was in the McDonald's All-Star game. When have you ever seen that? Ever. And like I said, I just think that it's disheartening to me that there are guys that can actually play the game who put in blood, sweat, and tears, and they're going to go undrafted. They're going to be trying to sign with a team and make it to the summer league and all this other stuff, trying to compete for a roster spot. And this dude is basically being given a roster spot, going to hear his name drafted, going to get all the things that these other guys have actually earned. They've actually put in the hard work for. That's the only part that's going to really piss me off about the draft. I know it's coming. I'm getting my mind all ready for it, but I know it's going to piss me off.
I feel it.
I mean, hey, you know what? It's one of them things where you know it happens. It's like you at your job, and you know you're the best person probably at your job, and somebody else get a promotion over you, and you know they suck, and you know they half-ass do their job, and you like, man, but that's the boss's daughter, or that's the boss's son. You be like, damn, man, I know it, but dang, it still pisses you off.
Yeah, I get it. Believe me, I get it, and you're correct.
It still pisses you off.
It's gonna be fun to see how this pans out.
I think this is the part that's really gonna be really trippy. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I'm not saying that's gonna be the case, right? You might be like Quincy from Love and Basketball, bouncing around.
Yeah.
Maybe bouncing around, but that's gonna be the part because we know how competitive the NBA is, and we know like there's dudes that have had amazing careers and can barely get off the bench. Charles Barkley said it. He was like, "Watch the bench players, and y'all think these bench players can't play? Oh, they can play. They just got better people in front of them, right?" And that's going to be the tell all to tell all is when you see where is he going to end up as far as actually playing, actually being in the league. Because, there are guys, like I said, and they're like one of my favorite players, Kenny Lofton Jr. That dude can ball his ass off, but he falls in a position where he's a big who doesn't shoot threes. That dude came up for the Grizzlies, and that dude was balling. And you know what they did? Go to the G League. You're big and you don't shoot threes. Go to the G League, and you out of shape. Go to the G League. But he balls and he puts up numbers. He balls. But we'll see, man. We'll see. I even go even further. You know what really pissed me off?
What up?
I'm gonna go full Chandler mode tomorrow. If Bronny gets drafted over what's the guy from NC State that I like? Big guy.
The big guy? The one that lost all that weight?
Yeah, he lost all that weight. That dude can ball and he can handle the ball for a big guy. I'm gonna go full nuclear, bro, and Bronny gets drafted over him. DJ.
I'm looking forward to this.
Dude, I'm gonna go full nuclear, bro. Yes, that's gonna be because that dude actually balled in college in the tournament, and I'm gonna be pissed if Bronny James gets drafted over him. But yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's gonna be wild. That's gonna be wild. I'm looking forward to it, to be painfully honest with you. It sounds like fun. Tomorrow's draft is gonna be interesting.
We in that phase of the year where we getting ready for the NBA draft, and of course we're gonna be getting ready for the summer league. There's no football going on right now for a couple of months. Basketball just finished up their finals. Hell, oh my God, man, that Stanley Cup final last night, bro.
Yo,
man, we didn't even touch that.
Touch on that real quick before we leave, man. Touch on that real quick before we leave, man.
That's a wrap, man. You know what? We're gonna touch on it real quick, bro. We're gonna just put our pinky toe in it, right? You know it's a hell of a series, man, when the Conn Smythes don't even go to the player on the winning team. You know it's a hell of a series, brother.
Yeah.
Hey, man, and you know what? Connor balled out, but when Connor balled out, Florida, they been defense all year. They put the attention on Connor, and I expected the other guys to step up, and they didn't. They stepped up for game 6, but they didn't step up for game 7. But you could tell that focus was on stopping him, bro. It's like you was watching. You know what that series remind me of? That series remind me of like some old school Pistons versus Bulls, man. And it's like Jordan came out and he dropped buckets on us, and we got some. They won some games on us, and now we got to put the defense on it. We got to stop them dude. Like, man,
Connor McDavid went nuclear.
Man, this is so I was tripping so hard, like right. I had said, man, it's gonna be a close game. We're not gonna see no blowout. Not this game. No. Man, both teams, they defense actually they made so the Oilers made that one mistake on the breakaway when they got confused on who was gonna pick up who, and they got that last goal. Other than that, that game would have been in overtime.
Yeah.
That one mistake cost them the game. But them dudes, man, they left it out there, bro. They left it on the ice. And that was, it's a good series when the announcers is like both teams gassed. They ain't got nothing left. They left, man, bro. That was one of the best series, bro. I didn't see it in a minute. And I seen a meme the other day, and they was like Super Bowl, NBA Finals, something else, and they was like had all of them looking like the little crazy dragons. But the Stanley Cup the Stanley Cup final has been good the last couple of years. Like, I could see why hockey is really growing, and a lot of people are starting to like it because they have the stars, but the game is getting they doing their thing, man. And that series right there just solidified it, man. And we talked about it earlier with the Knicks. It's been so long since that cup has been in Canada, man. If the Oilers would have won, I ain't saying it would have been another riot.
It would have been crazy, dog.
But it would have been crazy in Canada. But hey, well, why you playing around, dude? So I think one of the reasons why Steve asked me to join, because Steve know me. Hey, you talk sports, man. Hey, I get into a little bit of everything, man.
Talk to me. What's up?
To see Florida, they were going crazy. They were at the beach with the Stanley Cup. To see Florida going that crazy over hockey, bro. Like, dude, like, remember I told you we didn't really have a hockey team here, so that's why I started watching like other teams, because we didn't have one. Then we got the Arrows for a little minute, but you don't really see a team in Florida, hot ass Florida, win a Stanley Cup, bro. You know how many kids are gonna be like in Florida? You know how hot it is in Florida? They're like, Mama,
believe me, I know. That's crazy.
Mama, where's the ice rink at? The Panthers just won a championship. I want to go play hockey. I want to learn how to play hockey, dude. That is amazing, bro. Like, you try to find an ice rink in Houston, bro, it's like probably 2. And 2 of them is in the mall. And dude, that is nuts, brother. Nuts. Yes, bro. That is nuts.
When you reach the mountaintop, man, that's crazy.
Hey,
that's crazy.
And you know what? You know what? I'm a big fan of when and people don't hear me when I say this. Storyline sell, right?
Mm-hmm.
The whole Connor McDavid, that storyline was selling. Florida never win a championship, and I love to see teams that never won one. But the whole thing with Florida, right? But then to see the storyline of Tkachuk and Tatum as kids, and then they win the championship the same
year. The same year. Yeah.
Bro, man, you can't sell a better storyline than that, brother. You can't make that up. You literally cannot make that stuff up. And we know people be talking about, oh, this stuff scripted. Oh, they make, dude, you know how hard it would be to script two was it high school or middle school? Two middle school kids winning a championship in 2 different sports in the same year.
Yeah.
You know how hard that would be to script that? Bro, that's crazy, bro. That is nuts. And then we have to go into the Olympics too. I think is Tatum on the Olympic team?
Yes.
Yeah, bro. Hey, I don't know if Kachuk is on the Olympic team, man. That would be crazy if they come out with 2 gold medals too, bro. That would be crazy, bro.
That's
Like I
insane.
said, that would be insane. But yeah, man, that hockey game last night, bro. I don't know what y'all was doing. I was like the only one in the chat reading. I'm like, bro, y'all seeing this man? And you know what? Hey, so this is the part that really I was like the last 3 minutes of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I could have swore the Panthers must have had like everybody in their coach blocking that goal. Dude,
yeah,
they was like, we packing it in. We don't care what y'all do on the rest of this part of this ice. We packing it in. You are not gonna score another goal, man. That was a great game, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like to sit there and think, going back to it, like the 2 champions are high school buddies. I mean, yeah, I just saw the yearbook picture. It's on his wild.
Yeah, bro, you can't make that up, bro. Like, dude, like,
tell me it's scripted, dog. Showing us wild.
Like I said, we're gonna put a ball on this real quick.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say this, and y'all, I don't know Chandler. I wish Chandler was on here, man. I miss man. I need to get him back on there. Chandler was like, Larry, you being misogynistic, you being this, right? Because I said I wasn't gonna get him no more of my comments, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now you see this storyline with Tatum and Kachuk and Connor McDavid and all this stuff right here, right? And I'm not even gonna say that girl name because that pissed me off. But somebody on another network was like, "Oh well, if people don't watch the WNBA, they haven't been watching the WNBA, and we don't want those fans watching our game because this is our game." You know how you grow your game? You grow your game by getting people who come to see a Connor McDavid who's never heard of hockey a day in their life, but they heard of Connor McDavid, and now they're a hockey fan, right?
Yeah.
You got people in Florida.
They identify with the story.
And that's how you grow your fan base. They identify with the stars, or it's the big event in the city. There are probably kids in Florida that gave 2 whats about hockey. But right now, in this whole final, they probably been glued to the TV. And it's probably football fans who football ain't on right now and living in Florida, and now they glued to the TV in Florida watching hockey because it's the biggest thing going on. This is how you grow your fan base, because if you think about the dynamics of American sports, right? It's football, basketball, baseball, hockey.
Right.
Now, if you start to look at like how some of these ratings are starting to change and how some of these, fan bases and stuff are starting to change. And I attribute a lot of the things to the Vegas team too. That was big for them. Anybody winning a championship, that was big for them. Now, hockey is almost on an equal playing field with baseball. They might actually jump them because hockey is getting real big. They just signed a huge TV deal.
They did.
And like I said, this is how you grow your fan base. You turn non-fans into fans. Right. You turn people that were novice that only watched it for like, big events. Now they're watching it during the regular season. This is how you grow your fan base. And that series right there, they probably just turned a whole lot of non-hockey fans into hockey fans and waiting on next season and waiting to see what Connor McDavid gonna do, waiting to see if the Panthers gonna repeat, waiting to see if the Golden Knights gonna come back. It's probably, like I said, it's gonna be a lot of people watching hockey that didn't watch it before, or going to the games, or stuff like that had never been. I'd have been to a couple of hockey games. I can tell you it's way better being there. Way better.
Right. Anyways, let's get on out of here, my guy, man. We done chopped it up a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's been fun doing this with you, man. Give me a plug in the close out and shut it down, big homie.
Man, I'm gonna just say, man, the easiest thing in the world, because I know it's just me and you, is late. I ain't going into Steve outro. I ain't doing Chandler's outro. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna say peace, love, And so,
all right, my guy. Appreciate you, dog, man. Looking forward to holler at you tomorrow, man. It's your boy Sirius repping that 412 and the 703, man. Shout out to Larry for coming through and kicking it with me tonight, man. It's a privilege to share the stage with those who have the same passion for sports, man. Shout out to everybody who's been rocking with us. Once again, as I said early on, man, if you see the link, share the link. Shout out to everybody who's rocking with me from the Nonsense to Deep Thoughts podcast. All my friends over there doing big things, man. Fantasy football season is back, man. Get in the lab, get in your books. I'm coming and taking all your money. With that being said, God bless. Catch you guys on the next one.